and it's so much better to unwind. Although there's so much to be done, it could be fun. Do you think it's time for a quick one? The work piles up fast, so many tasks, there's almost no way to catch up. Don't know where to start, it isn't smart, but I've got other plans for us. Although there's so much to be done, it could be fun. Do you think it's time for a quick one? Some say they have seen a gigantic living being, several stories high. We're all going to die. Oh no, run if you can, 'cause Tokyo, Japan is in for big trouble. Looks like Godzilla is real, and once he gets here, he'll reduce things to rubble. There's no time to pack. Run and don't look back. Careful where you hide. Many won't survive. By now he's well on his way, and you're gonna pay if you don't get to race it. But look up in the skies, we're facing demise from an alien invasion. Yes, he is destructive, and we hope he won't advance. But as it turns out, he might just be our only chance. Save the lizard, he will make a stand. City filled with screams and deadly laser beams. A full-scale attack. Can he hold them back? This is a dangerous place. The city's a waste. Battlegrounds epic. Both sides are pummeled and fried with nuclear eyes and death rays electric. Yes, he is destructive. We have seen this in the past. But as it turns out, it's an advantage that he has. Save the lizard, he will kick their ass. The air has gotten thick with broken glass and steel and brick. The aliens are no more. Hear Godzilla's mighty roar. And so the battle was won, and when it was done, he retreated to the ocean. And if we're ever attacked, now then he'll be back, at least that's what I'm hoping. Yes, he is destructive, partly from dark and triggered. But as it turns out, you know it could have been much worse. Save the lizard, he will save the earth.
Hey guys, welcome to the stream. My name is Bryce L. Tomlinson, and let's try to get things working here. 1 second. Trying to make these winders live here. And 1 second here. There we go. Welcome, welcome to the stream. I think I've almost got it here. Sort of. Almost. There we go. Let's fix that. Hey, hey. We've almost got, there we go. We've got Vengeance over there moderating the chat on YouTube. Thank you for that, Vengeance. And over on the Twitch side, we may or may not have our friend Donna Lawrence, aka That Gadget Girl, moderating over there. And on the Facebook side, we will also have Sherry Atanasov. I'm working on it, Sherry. And I see we have Tracy over there watching. And if you'd like, you can say hello right there in the live chat. You have right here, you have the Facebook live chat. And then up here, you've got the Twitch and YouTube stream playing there. So up there, Twitch and YouTube, down there, Facebook Live. And if any of you would like to call in, that's a unique experience. We have the ability to bring you up on Skype, and that'll be fun, right? So if you want to call in on Skype, you can do that. Over on the left side over there, I've got all my wonderful links, and make sure if you're watching this on YouTube that you click that subscribe button and click the bell notification icon to to let you know whenever I come up with something brilliant to share with you guys. And I have it on good authority that I am a little bit dry on these. So I'm going to try to liven things up a little bit and make things a little more fun. And some of that, oh, you don't have Skype, Vengeance? Well, that's just too bad. Hey, there's the old nerd, Tony. He's right there. Ooh, I just love having Tony on the stream. Welcome to the stream, Tony. All right, so I just wanted to preface all of this, okay? We're going to have a particular topic today, just like we do every week, a particular topic. And then we're going to also have live Q&A, where I'm going to attempt, to the best of my meager ability, to answer any of your keto, nutritional questions and stuff. But just so you know, I am not a doctor. I do not play one on TV. And as such, if you need medical advice, you need to go see a doctor, a medical professional, not me. But with that, I've also been able to, it seems, I've been able to help a number of people reverse their type 2 diabetes and lose a ton of weight. And that's fabulous. You guys did the work. I just tell you stuff. So that's what I'm here for. I just love to answer questions. I love to do a whole bunch of research. And we have some chat going on over here. It's awesome. I just love it. We have Hellraiser. Yeah. And then we have B99. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But hey, I'm glad to see you in here. Welcome to the chat. This stream revolves around ketogenic nutrition, and it revolves around, to some extent, weight loss and the reversal of chronic disease, reversal of those kind of symptoms and stuff. So it does tend to be a little clinical, but I have it on good authority that sometimes I'm funny. And so I'm going to try to introduce some of that to you guys here. And so with that being said, our topic for today, and you guys are open to like breach any kind of topic of discussion as long as it revolves around health and nutrition and stuff. And in fact, there will be some other kinds of discussion, I'm sure, that will happen along the lines. But today, I wanted to touch base on a comment that came up at the end of last week's stream, and that was everything in moderation. It's just one of those mantras that people just seem to love. It's kind of like one of those things like, you know, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, and people just kind of quote these things and they think that it makes sense. But I'm here to tell you in this stream that everything in moderation is just a load of nonsense, and it's not your fault that it's bad information. What it is, though, is if you continue to parrot it after you know the truth. Everything in moderation is just not something that makes any kind of sense whatsoever. Oh, okay. Welcome, Todd. Oh, yeah, okay. I get it. That's your ham sign. Got it. I used to have one. Like, well, not a ham sign. I used to have an FM or AM radio sign, and FM cosine or something like that. Anyway, my call sign, cosine, like it's a debt. Yes. But welcome to the stream, Todd. It's great to see you. A number of these people, hilariously, a number of these people that are over here on the Twitch side and the YouTube side are people that came from Tony's stream, Tony being up there. And Tony is like my best bud in the world over there in Vancouver, Washington. And all these people, like, it's so trippy how people have come over here to this stream for no apparent reason. But maybe you guys want some help, you know. I heard it from Birdie, you were going absolute carnivore. Yes, I totally did, and I'll touch base on that. Well, might as well do it now. I am just eating, basically, I'm just eating meat. Okay, I've gone full-on carnivore as of today. I was planning on doing it yesterday, but I had some leftovers from the day before. If you guys watched me cook Friday night, you watched me cook some spinach and hamburger with some mayonnaise, and I mean, like it was a gigantor meal, and I tried to eat the whole thing. I just could not choke it all down. So yesterday I ended up finishing that off, and I just said, okay, throw caution to the wind. I'm going to eat, you know, whatever kind of keto goodies that I want today. And I just pretty much ate what I wanted Saturday. And then today I am full on keto. I did have my bacon latte this morning, but I skipped the coconut oil. I did have the bacon grease in there in my coffee, along with some heavy cream, because heavy cream is an animal byproduct. So that is what I'm into. I will do some dairy. I will do some cheese. I will do some amounts of, you know, various animal products. I'm scaling way back on dairy, though, way back. And the dairy thing has really, I think I have gone kind of full kettle overload on dairy to some extent. So I'm going to scale back on that. For the most part, I'm going to try every day to just drink black coffee. But if I want to have heavy cream in there, I will. And if on occasion, if I want to have vegetables like once a week or something like that, I might do that. But my plan is to just go full on carnivore. And one of the things I talked about this Friday, there's a couple of foods that are in my diet that I seem to have gone overboard on. And one of them is dark chocolate, and which I think in small, moderate quantities is a good thing. But for me, it's easy for 1 or 2 squares to turn into 3 or 4 squares. So I'm going to try to skip that entirely, except maybe on one of those cheat days. And for me, everybody defines cheat days as some kind of weird psychotic thing. A cheat day for me is not me going out and get jelly donuts or ordering pizza. A cheat day for me is eating too many keto goodies or things that I enjoy that are still considered keto. That's a cheat day for me. So a cheat day for me being carnivore would be like to eat vegetables or to eat a square of chocolate. So that would be a cheat day for me. But today is not a cheat day. So yes, protein power. And today what I ate, I had my bacon coffee, which had 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream and 2 tablespoons of bacon grease in it. And then also I top that off. And let me see if I can move that down. I am losing my position here. There we go. Something. There we go. Your grandpa used to give you, yeah, I'm trying to straighten that out. I forgot to do that beforehand. Your grandpa used to give you Product 19 cereal with half 2% and half heavy cream. It was so good. You know what? I've had cereal with heavy cream, you know, because I've known for a while that I didn't get along with milk for a long time. So I've actually had cereal with heavy cream, and it's so much better than milk. Oh my gosh. But I haven't had cereal in like 4 years, maybe 5 years. The chat's moving the way that it is because I goobered it up there. So hopefully I fixed it to some extent. Trying to work it. And anyway, so our topic today is everything in moderation, and how terrible of an idea that is. So the idea that you should eat everything in moderation is just crazy. Everything in moderation is one of the many mantras that has gotten everybody into so much trouble. So if you're eating everything in moderation, well, that means that you're eating like deadly nightshade in moderation. I'm using that as an extreme. I know that's stupid, and I put it in there for like shock value, but that's an extreme, okay? You know, I have gone over and over, like one of the books that we give away is Wheat Belly. I give this book away on the regular. This book talks all about why you should never ever eat grain. Not in moderation, not a little bit, not at all. I talk a lot about why you should never eat soy. Soy is a terrible thing. Almost all soy now in the United States is GMO. Now, everybody talks about how GMO is not a bad thing. Now, you can debate. You can make a case for whether or not GMO itself as a concept is a bad thing, okay? First off, GMO crops do not yield more. They just don't. So that's not a factor. In particular, the two major crops that we deal with here in the United States and worldwide really is soy and corn. So there's two problems with those, okay? Soy, you should never have soy. You should never eat soy. You should never eat corn. And here's the two reasons why, okay? Soy being GMO, and like 99.99% of all soy and corn is GMO now. There's just no way to get around it. And in fact, if you're buying organic corn or soy, it's very possible that some cross-pollination is happening outside of those, you know, outside of the control that those farms can possibly have. Some cross-pollination has happened. That's why Peru now has to allow GMO. Otherwise, they can't actually have crops. But so we'll talk about this for just a second. The concept of GMO isn't necessarily evil in and of itself, you know, outside of the part where it's really evil. But let's talk about what actually is evil about GMO, in particular the two cases of soy and corn. So number one, with soy, almost all of the soy is a product called Roundup Ready soy. And Roundup Ready soy, I have watched, they dump truckloads. You know those trucks that they have by the freeway where they just dump gigantic quantities of this Roundup on the side of the highway just to kill the weeds. That is how they spray the crops. Okay, the crops that you eat, your soy. You know, you're eating tofu, that's made with soy. You're eating tapioca, you're having that bubble tea, that's made with soy. So it's drowned with Roundup. Now, you could say, okay, well, maybe they wash it off or whatever, but the plant drinks what's in the ground. Okay, the plant drinks it, so the whole plant has it. Roundup, tons and tons of it, literally to the point where it puddles up, and ducks that go and swim in the overflow, they float around in it and then they die. Okay, so I mean the plant is drinking it up. That's gross, and it's toxic, and you're eating Roundup, which is toxic. You can just Google what glyphosate does when you eat it. And to top that off, glyphosate is always persistent. They have never had a case where glyphosate has been shown to actually degrade in a place where it's been applied. So now let's talk about corn for a second. So you know, corn syrup, corn starch, all of that commercial corn is GMO, and the particular type that's really pervasive and prevalent in the corn industry is BT corn. BT is a compound, you can look it up, that is used in organic gardening, but in the context of organic gardening, they use it in concentrations that are several thousandths smaller than toxicity level. Now, in corn, they don't tell the corn how they gene splice this bacterium that creates BT. And BT, what it does with insects is when the insect consumes whatever it's applied to, then the insect, their guts start to get holes in them and their guts explode. So, and Roundup, Monsanto claims over and over and over and over and over that this does not happen to humans, but it's been shown in case after case after case. It's mysterious how since 1995, when GMOs were introduced into industrial agriculture, that suddenly everybody's gluten intolerant or something like that, gluten allergic. Hey, welcome to the stream, Jenny and June. Good to see you. And so this corn it's not told how to moderate, how to regulate the level of the BT. So the BT is just rampant in the corn. It's several thousand times the toxicity level, the level clinically proven to be toxic to humans. It's several thousand times that in corn. So corn in moderation is not a healthy thing ever to eat anymore. Corn, like 100 years ago, corn 25 years ago was probably something you could eat in moderation. Today, corn is not something you should ever eat in anything. If you see it as an ingredient, you should avoid it. You should run away, and that's how you should treat corn and soy. So you should never eat soy in moderation. You should never eat soy sauce. You should never eat soybean curd. You should never eat vegetable oil. So if things are cooked in vegetable oil, they're cooked in either canola or soybean oil. Almost all canola crops are GMO. Again, Roundup ready, just like the soybean. And so these things, you should just completely avoid them. The book Wheat Belly goes into great detail as to why you should never eat grain, why grain was never a good idea, why for thousands of years grain was never a good idea. If you look at all the clinical evidence that's happened since they have exhumed mummies from Egypt who primarily ate grain, especially in times of famine. These people had diabetes. These people had atherosclerosis. These people had all kinds of metabolic issues. Not in moderation, not at all, not ever. Okay? So, anyway, I know I'm just like I'm super passionate about this. And this is why everything in moderation is just a killer thing yeah, Tony, you probably will die. Soy is, yeah, anyway. You got a question about allopurinol. What are some alternatives for me if you have any? So allopurinol is a medication, as I understand it, for gout. The one thing about keto is that very strict keto tends to relieve gout. In every case that I've seen, it's relieved gout. It solved the gout problem. Unless people were going over on particular types of foods, like maybe spinach or some kinds of vegetables, specifically some kinds of vegetables, especially like spinach is a great example. It might up your uric acid and cause you to have a gout flare-up. But typically, a real strict low-carb, high-fat approach, a very strict approach, will pretty much reverse gout in every case that I've seen. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice, but a really strict keto approach with no cheats should just fix gout. Because gout is a problem with uric acid. The body is supposed to regulate its own acid content. It regulates its own pH really well if you give it the right types of foods. And a keto approach is proven effective for that. I love spinach too, Vengeance, but it also at times doesn't agree with me. Roundup is a weed killer, yes. Yeah. Deadly Nightshade is also a kick-ass Megadeth song. Sorry, I'm a little slow on responding to the chat. Yeah. I got to flip back and forth here, but welcome, Sherry. Sherry's our deputy in charge of kicking y'all's asses out of the chat in the Facebook side. I'm not even sure how you would do that, but you know, hey, you're welcome to try to figure it out, Sherry. Anyway, so those are two great examples, soy and corn, how you should just never have those even in moderation. Now, I will point you to a really great video. You can look it up yourself. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description, but Sugarbriety, the channel Sugarbriety on YouTube, has a video about which is worse, an apple or 7 teaspoons of sugar, of table sugar, and how literally fruit is just not good for you in moderation. So if you take an apple, for instance, or you could use a peach, or you could use an orange. These are great examples, okay? All of the nutrient-dense part of these fruits is just in the peel. While the rest of it tastes real groovy, and it tastes super awesome, the rest of it is just sugar and water, really. And in fact, if you ever watch the movie Eat Fast and Live Longer, great film, by the way. I think it's BBC Insight documentary series. Eat Fast and Live Longer. It covers so much about fasting, intermittent fasting, regular fasting, long-term fasting. It talks a lot about this stuff. But one of the guys that they talk to is this guy. He's a vegetarian. I think he's a vegan actually. But he eats every morning. He eats this truckload of fruit and vegetables, right? And when he eats the fruit, he's particular. Okay. He eats apples, right? He's got all these apples. He peels the apples. He throws the whole apple except for the peel away. He just throws it away. And he explains all the nutrients that's in the apple. It's all in the peel. The apple itself, virtually no nutrient value except for sugar. You had to get hydrated because your head is killing you. Well, dude, maybe you're having a caffeine withdrawal headache. I get those every once in a while. That's why I'm going to try to scale back on some of my caffeine as well. And you said you like it on raw salads. You like soy sauce on raw salads, or you like apples on raw salad. If you have an apple, almost always peel the peel off and cut the core out. That I missed. Well, this is like the opposite. You peel the peel off, but you just eat the peel and throw the rest out. It's crazy. Why would God give you something that would harm us? Makes no sense to me unless something changed in the makeup. Okay, so that's a great point, Tony. That's a super great point. So some of this stuff has changed. A lot of these, you can look at how much produce has changed. Like strawberries, for instance, they have bred them to be sweeter and sweeter. They bred all these fruits to be sweeter and sweeter. Like for instance, bananas used to not be that sweet. They used to be pretty bland, and they used to be full of seeds. So they bred them to where the seeds are super small, to where you just eat the seeds and you don't even notice. And they bred them so that they're really sweet, and it's super addictive. And the banana taste has become like this to be sought after candy-like taste. And so there's a lot of things about fruit that's changed, and a lot of them are super high in fructose now, where they didn't used to be all that sweet before. Fortunately for us, things like strawberries and raspberries, while they're still pretty sweet, they're not actually all that high in sugar. Church was great this morning, Vengeance. Thank you. Had a fun set this morning. Got to play a great song. And actually, after this, I'm going to head out to South Meadows and rehearse with some guys. We're going to do some Johnny Cash cover songs. I don't know that I've ever sang along with any Johnny Cash cover songs except for maybe with my dad. But anyway, so fruit. The problem with fruit is that fruit, and Sugar Briety covers this way better in depth than I can here. He covers it just to the nth degree. So that's Ben Fury over there, your sweet but not sugary host. And he talks about the fructose and how it's handled by the body. Now, glucose is a sugar that can be handled by virtually every cell in the body. Fructose can only be metabolized in the liver. So now all of a sudden you have people with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and they're wondering why. Well, everything has corn syrup in it, and everything has corn starch in it, which turns to sugar, which actually corn starch turns partly to fructose and partly to glucose. Table sugar is half fructose and half sucrose. So the sucrose actually is metabolized, or not, it's half fructose and half glucose. That's what sucrose is. Sucrose is table sugar. So half glucose. Glucose is handled by every cell in the body. Fructose is handled only through the liver. So literally 7 teaspoons of sugar is half as terrible for your liver as an apple. So go figure. Anyway. Yeah, Johnny Cash songs. Can't believe it. Yeah, I have a friend at work who, I don't know if he's watching this or not, but Dan does impressions, and he does like a John Wayne and Johnny Carson and Johnny Cash. What about using Bragg's liquid aminos instead of soy sauce? You know what? I've heard that, like coconut aminos. There are some liquid aminos actually that come from soy, so you have to watch out for that. But there's also coconut aminos, and a lot of people use coconut aminos instead of soy sauce, so that's totally fine. Completely keto. I'm personally not a huge fan of soy sauce, but I can eat it, and it's, you know, I don't think anybody should eat soy though these days. I mean, Vengeance says, I actually do love Johnny Cash. People get confused because they think I just listen to heavy metal, but I'm a music lover first. Well, you do only listen to heavy metal, and Johnny Cash was heavy metal for the time. Think of it in that context. Grocery store wars. They should. May the farm be with you. Yeah. By the way, you guys, if you have not checked out Old Nerd Reviews, I mean, the food that he eats is going to kill you. But the most fun you'll ever have watching some guy just sit around and playing video games and learning how to play video games like you and I do. Like, Tony and I are seriously old nerd brothers from another mother, so it's pretty awesome. You found out that erythritol and Truvia is made from GMO corn. What? No way. How'd you find that out? You have to give me a link, because I'm a Truvia person, so I want to know. I want to know, Sherry. You can disclose this to me, and I can spread the truth, and maybe I have to make my own Truvia. Ugh. And you know that xylitol is made from hardwood? It's usually made from birch, but the brand name xylitol is actually made from hardwood. You'll die with a smile on your face. I keep saying this. You know what? Everybody says, well, I'll die happy. You know, I'm going to eat what I want and I'm going to die happy. And you know what the truth is? Like, those people don't die happy. They die like in a wheelchair. They die with prosthetic limbs. They die with gangrene. Yes, I know that's not a big, it's not a big, bright, shiny star in the middle of this stream. But if you die, you think you'll have a smile on your face, because for me, it'll be another adventure, maybe. I want to die of piano-itis. I've talked about this. I want to die with a semi-truck parked on my forehead or something. That's really how I want to go. You know, I've seen these videos where like an alligator jumps up and snatches somebody into the water, and then it's like 45 seconds later they're gone. You know what? That'd be okay with me. I know it sounds insensitive for me to say that, but it'd be better than years and years of me suffering with losing my extremities. You're having pepperoni pizza with anchovies. You know what? Anchovies are keto. You just have to take them off the pizza. You own 63 cassette tapes. I used to own hundreds of cassette tapes. My goodness. Research who owns Truvia and where their corn comes from. I will see if I can find it. You find it, please. I have to see it. I have to see it, Sherry. So please, you come forth. You share. You share good information. All right. And I'm going to be doing a book giveaway here. So we're going to be doing a book giveaway, and I want to challenge you guys to share the heck out of this video. I think that we're giving out like some great information. I'm going to pick a random person in the next 20 minutes or so, a random person who shares this video. So if you have not won a book in the last 4 weeks from me, share this video out, say that you shared it. And if you share this video out to another group or a friend's timeline or whatever, you share this video and I will award you a book. In the description of this video on Facebook and on YouTube is the linked list of all the books that I am up for giveaway. And I will give one of these books away to a random person who shares this video. So if you share this video, make sure you say you shared it. And share the video, because I actually will check. If you didn't, I had somebody say they shared a video and they didn't share it. So if you share this video, I will pick a random person in the next 20 minutes who shares this video, because I think it's great information. Everything in moderation is just a stupid, terrible idea. No one should eat everything in moderation. And the truth is that, like, for those of us who are metabolically broken, we just can't eat everything. You just can't eat everything at all, right? I mean, if you've got diabetes, well, you got to cut out carbs, dude. You just, or else you love diabetes. You wear it like a badge. You wear it like a big trophy or a hood ornament. You know, you got the problem with wearing diabetes like a hood ornament. It's like putting a big Escalade hood ornament on your Yugo and pushing it down the road. That's really what it's. You can't wear diabetes like a badge, okay? So just you know, put this out there and share this video and just let everybody know why everything in moderation is just a terrible idea. Just a horrible, terrible idea. You own 62 CDs. Yeah, it will be a whole new adventure on the other side, one way or the other. You know, after you pass away from this world to the next, oh my goodness, it's gonna be an adventure. I guarantee it. You might like it, or you might not. I don't know. We'll see. And I'm checking all this chat. I love you guys for chatting so much. Don't give the book to me. You'll just use it to stand on to reach the cookie jar. Ah. Who knows? It may give you a new kind of conviction. Also, you know what? I will open this up on Twitch too. If you host this video, that'll put you in the running for a book. I love that idea. If you host this video, then that'll be great. Anyway. Share to a keto. Thank you, June. I appreciate that. I love you guys for sharing this video. But really, if you guys have like questions, I know we've gone through a few questions, man. It's great. The coconut aminos is a great substitute for soy sauce. And I understand it's pretty popular amongst people that really need it. And I know there's like a lot of keto sushi recipes. So that's really cool that, you know, you can have some kind of alternative. Keto bucks. Yeah, when if I set up, I have to get the whole, I'm going to be switching to Streamlabs OBS from this XSplit broadcaster. So when I do that, I'm going to also have the Streamlabs chat bot in here, and it's going to like be able to do all kinds of crazy things. And Tony promised to show me every intricate detail of how everything works. Actually, he didn't promise that, but I'm just hoping that he will. Ah, I love you, brother. You must be checking out, huh? Thank you, Hellraiser, for hosting me. That's awesome. Also known as Vengeance. You love the coconut aminos, Denise? Yeah, I haven't tried it. I mean, it's one of those things that I would eat on such rare occasions that it might just go to waste before I get a chance to use it all. Like with, with vinegar, apple cider vinegar, I use that like every day. And I use the True Lemon stuff like every other day. And but there's a lot of stuff that I bought. Like when I first started doing keto stuff, I bought like a whole bunch of ingredients that I just didn't use nearly as often as I thought I would. It was quite a shame. Some of the stuff went rancid before I got a chance to use it. So like figure out which recipes you really, really want to do on the regular and get ingredients like that. Thank you, Nancy, for sharing. Love you for that. Hey, I think we have a Skype caller. Who was that? Oh, we have a caller. Hello? I think I got to turn my speaker on. Hello?
Hello?
This must be James.
Hello? Yes, it is.
Well, hello. I was actually hoping to get this up on the computer. I guess I don't have Skype. Well, hang on.
Yeah, I just felt like joining in.
Hang on a second. I'm going to bring you up on Skype, okay? On the other side. Let me call you right back. I think I have it set up. All right. I try and get this on actually like done correctly. So hang on. You guys, I'm going to bring for the last few minutes here of our chat. Let's see. That was recent. Come on. This should actually come up. Contacts. Did it come up? Hang on. You guys. Where did it go? My Skype is acting crazy. I assumed that Skype would do what it's supposed to do, and it just didn't. I thought that it was going to give me, because I put up Skype so that it would actually do, I don't have anything set up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this. This was supposed to work correctly here. Except. There we go. We're going to bring him up here. Here we go. Now you guys can hear him.
now you guys can hear him.
Hey, James.
Hey.
Hey, I don't know if you have a headset or something, but is it feeding? Is it gonna feed back on here?
I have a headset, but it's mostly a gaming headset.
Oh, okay, that's fine. This is Vengeance, aka Hellraiser. Everybody, they don't see your face. I'm sorry.
Oh, they can't.
They can't see your face. I'm sorry. But I'm not set up for pulling up the live video. But there you are on my screen, big as life.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, maybe at some point when I get the OBS set up, then I'll have it set up so that I can pull up that. And I think I can do it with the live preview editor, but the live preview editor on XSplit is kind of clunky. And
right.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, this is you're talking with Vengeance, and if you want to ask Vengeance questions in regards to like speed metal, and you can ask me questions in regards to like keto. Yeah.
Yeah, just let me get to the stream so I can look at stuff.
Tony says he sees a bottle of Coke. Where do you see a bottle of Coke? I don't have a bottle of Coke.
Tony
says he sees a bottle of Coke. I don't have a bottle of Coke. I'm not sure where he's seen a bottle. He must see a bottle of Coke in his house and thinks that I am promoting Coca-Cola. I'm not sure.
Tony, farts to you, man.
Oh, you guys sneak that in everywhere.
Yes, we do.
So Jenny says, hang on a second. So Sherry says she's been on vacation. She stayed 100% keto. In fact, you sat and watched your mom and daughter eat Dairy Queen the other day. Didn't even bother me. Welcome to my world. I get people that sit in front of me and they eat like a big cookie or a muffin or something, and they say, yummy, super yummy. Anyway, Jenny says Sherry's right about the trivia created jointly by Cargill and Coca-Cola. Info. Oh, that's where he sees the Coke. About GM corn. Info about the GM corn is listed in the 2014 lawsuit about the use of the term natural. Huh. Well, I think, at least in the context of this group, I think we can safely say that we know that the term natural doesn't mean anything. Right? I mean, I think we're safe in saying that. So, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to look for another alternative for trivia, because if I really believe what I say, and I do, I believe what I say about everything in moderation is just the dumbest thing you can say. If you're going to say something dumb, just open right up with everything in moderation. If you just got it in your skull that you just have to say something really bad and just say something, suggest to somebody a really terrible idea, just open right up with everything in moderation. In fact, every time you want to say something really goofy, just start by saying everything in moderation. I think I'm going to do that every time now. What do you think, James?
I say go ahead.
Especially because it's like, it would be especially comedic now because it would be completely out of context. I'm going to say something's terrible. I'm going to give somebody some bad advice on purpose. I'll just start out by saying everything in moderation and then say whatever it is that I'm going to say. Just right off the top, right?
Yeah. Oh, I have something.
Okay.
Go in the chat. And luckily it finally came in the mail.
Good afternoon, Rick. Oh yeah, you got the Protein Power Life Plan book. Awesome. Yep. Man, I wish I had the video working. I'll have to get that. I'm going to have to get that. Doggone it. I would, yeah, we're in the last like 10 minutes of this thing. I'd have to get that working next week.
It's fine.
But yeah, the Streamlabs OBS. Thank you for sharing that you got your book, and I appreciate that you posted a picture of it in the feed on the BroBryce Health Group. That was great.
Yeah, I'm not full keto. Just had to up my protein a little bit for the because I have kidney disease.
Right.
So and that's why my doctor said to up my protein a little bit. So this is why I got it.
Right on. Well, that should help because Michael and Mary Danny's, they're like the top of they're really at the top of the food chain, so to speak, of the ketogenic lifestyle, the ketogenic approach. Doggone it.
Did you see what Tony put in the chat?
What did Tony put in the... Nah, I gotta sneak over here again. I keep switching back and forth. He says Rachel is getting a tad chubby. I don't think she's doing keto. Who's Rachel?
No, I'm not talking about that comment. I was talking about the other one where he said meth, but everything in moderation.
Somebody's chubby. That's a weird thing. Everything in moderation. Meth! Yes, there we go. That's a great way. That's, you know what I'm saying is meth. Everything in automation. Everything in moderation. So everything, yes, meth, but everything in moderation. And as Rick says, including moderation. So if you're going to moderate, you should do it moderately.
I thought that was just a goofy, like, comment that he put.
I'm trying replying to Todd's comment above.
So everything Rachel says, is that her words, or is that on cue cards?
Oh, everything Rachel Ray says that her words are, I don't know about Rachel Ray, and I don't really critique people's physiques anymore. I do sometimes wonder to myself, and I think maybe that might be misinterpreted as judgment. Maybe sometimes it actually is judgment, but I don't know. I think I'm pretty sure Rachel Ray is not doing keto, only because I've watched the kinds of foods that she fixes, and
it's mostly comfort food.
Yeah, I don't think that she's keto at all. But I'm not a person to, I've been heavy myself. I've been like real heavy, and I've tried to be helpful to people who are struggling with their weight. So I don't really like make a statement as to whether somebody's chubby or not. But my goodness, Sherry is going to moderate moderation. So if you are a person who is like everything in moderation, Sherry is going to moderate that.
Okay, well, I'm moderating the stream, so boom, boom. Yeah,
you're moderating the YouTube and the Twitch stuff. I'm gonna have to make you a moderator over there. In fact, here, let me.
Yeah, I'll pop in there.
I'll do this because hang on, if I don't know how to do it. Here we go.
I'll just make a goofy comment and then just go like or something.
Tony a mod, because he's modded me over on that other platform, and I'm going to mod. If you're, I don't.
Hold on.
You're not even in there anymore. Oh, there you are.
Hold on.
Hang on. Now you're a mod.
I am?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
You're a mod. You're modded. Anyway, yeah. So you're modded, and now you can moderate moderation. So anyone who's using moderation. Is that, yeah, I think they actually have featured some foods that were keto on the Food Network. I think like on like the Chew or some of that stuff. I think they've actually covered some amounts of keto stuff, but a lot of people think that it's pretty fringy. Like Dr. Oz thinks that it's like pretty fringy, for instance, and yeah, I think that the Food Network has featured some amounts of keto stuff, only because it's a growing number of people who are looking for that kind of food. But I don't think they specifically target it like all the time. I think that we have to go like, say, well, they talked about steak today. So, they covered keto because they talked about bacon. So now we have keto in the mix. Thank you, Food Network, for talking about bacon for a second.
Yeah. I have to ask you something.
No.
Actually, it's not related to the keto at all.
Oh, okay.
But like it's basically kind of a video game question. Like when you're playing a game like that's really, really difficult, how do you get past the level? Do you just give up or do you try your best?
I turn the computer off and back on again. and then I go back on Facebook and try to find.
Like I have this. Well, what the heck was that?
That was me laughing.
Oh.
I know it sounds like a wheezing Volkswagen, but
I have this game right here. It's Hulk for GameCube. The last level is literally the hardest level.
Yeah, you catch me playing games like Trolls and Tribulations on the Commodore 64, and here's how nerdy I am when it comes to like old games. Like I don't play new games. I just don't. I don't have any games that are newer than maybe 1997 or something. I don't know.
This is 2001.
Yeah, well, man, I have some Wii games. But that's about as recent as I get. But I played a game called Trolls and Tribulations feverishly on the Commodore 64, and then I got one of those little Palm Trio, like an old Palm phone, right? A Palm Trio and a Palm Centro, and they were great because they had like a physical D-pad on the phone. And I got a Commodore 64 emulator for the Palm, and it worked really good. Surprisingly well. It was really awesome. And I played Trolls and Tribulation, complete with the music and everything, on the Palm, and I finished the game. I got to the very end of the game, and the last like pixel of finishing the level, the game crashes.
Wow.
And I got mad, and I did it again, and it crashed again. And so I just stayed mad. No, I'm not addicted to Farmville is, yeah. I'm going to have to, I'll have to get into some of those games. But you ain't married, it's all okay. I think her hubby, John, could kick my butt. You're talking about Rachel Ray, right? Right, Todd? So anyway, you guys, we are in the last minute. I wanted to give a big shout out, thank you to James for moderating the chat over on the YouTube side, and now on the Twitch. We're getting the beeper of doom. Oh my goodness. Telling me that it's 5 o'clock, and of course I clicked the wrong button, and now I have to like type in my code to unlock my phone. Anyway, so I want to thank Sherry for keeping wraps, moderating moderation over on the Facebook side, and Rick, I would urge you to check out this video from the beginning, and look in the description on Facebook and on YouTube especially, and I'll put it on the replay on Twitch. I will put it in the description of the replay. The list of books. So if you shared this video, or if you hosted this video on Twitch, then I'm going to pick a random person who shared this video, even if you share it like right now. Okay, so if you shared it like right now, then I'm going to pick a random person from those people who have shared it, and those people are going to. I'm going to hang up on you now, James. I'll see ya.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
Okay, and I'm gonna give you a book. I'll just mail it to you. If you're in the United States of America, I will mail it to you free of charge. If you're somewhere else in the world, all you have to do is fly here to Reno, Nevada, and come to my house, and I will deliver it personally to my door and give it to you. So free of charge, you will still get a book. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Come back next week at 4 p.m. Pacific time, and I will once again, as not a doctor, not give you medical advice and totally steer you toward like getting healthy with just using diet, and maybe even like getting off medications and stuff, like maybe fixing some of your chronic illness problems and stuff like that. Even me not being a doctor, maybe I still might be smarter than your doctor. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I will see you guys later. Next Sunday, if not sooner, I might do a live stream on Facebook. So y'all have a great, great night. Ciao.
She walks into the room and all heads turn. is rising and the sprinklers turn on. The time I saw it happen in my mind, it would come true, though before long. I'm not blind, girl, I must confess. You could scorch muffins if you touch them when you wear your evening dress. I need a glass of water, I need fresh air. I don't think it's a loving, but the room is like an oven when you're in here. Where the smoke, there's fire, that's what I was taught. And you prove the theory very clearly when you look so smoking hot. With the fireproof gloves on, maybe we could touch. But I've learned that I don't wanna be burning you away too dangerous. I'm not blind, but I must confess. You could scorch muffins if you touch them when you wear your evening dress. I need a glass of